Good morning, Kate. It's Wednesday. Crazy Wednesday. Got it. So I've decided that today's video is probably the reciprocal of Monday's video, because while Monday's video was dark, this one is very, very light. Light is 1 over dark. And it's very, very happy. It's filled with happy, which is 1 over sad. And that's not to say that light and happy are inherently better than dark and sadness. But together they make one whole, because you need dark and light and happy and sad to be a complete person, I think. And the reason this video is so filled with happy is that I probably get to hang out with Patrick today, and I get to go to St. Joe and hang out with my friend Bean and watch movies for the class that we're taking, and I get to go to Molly's tonight and play pool, and the guy that I have a crush on at my work, he asked me out, and it's just this is almost motorcycle levels of happy. This is almost motorcycle. This video comes in 3 parts. Part 1, why I am terribly, terribly clever. I just recently reread this book, The Education of Little Tree. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it, and if you have read it, then you know what I'm talking about. And I've been pondering some things lately about who we are as a product of how we define ourselves and how we discover ourselves, like 2 different things, you know? And I think our generation puts an awful lot of emphasis on defining ourselves versus discovering ourselves. Like, who we are is almost solely a product of what's in here, you know? And no influence from the outside. You aren't your family, and you aren't your situation, and you aren't where you come from. And I just think that's not true. I mean, it's an important aspect of it, but it's not everything. Which is why I really liked reading this book, because I'm a mutt, you know? I'm American, so I don't have much of an historical culture, you know? Not much of a race that's definable, but I do know that my great-great-grandmother on my father's side was Cherokee. So I have a 16th Cherokee inside me somewhere. I'm not sure which part is the Cherokee. I was doing some homework this morning, and this is what I found out. These different systems suggest different levels of analysis, which offer complementary outlooks. It's like explaining why grizzly bears hibernate. Is it because hibernation enhanced their ancestors' survival and reproduction? Because their inner physiology drives them to do so? Because cold environments hinder food gathering during winter? Such perspectives are complementary because everything is related to everything else. Brewer, 1996. Together, different levels of analysis form an integrated bio-psycho-social approach, which considers the influences of biological, psychological, and social-cultural factors. Each level provides a valuable vantage point for looking at behavior, yet each by itself is incomplete. So my entire pondering was completely backed up by modern psychological thought, which is awesome. Part 2, why I am exceedingly unclever. We had enchiladas for dinner last night, and I was supposed to be grating cheese, and instead I grated off my thumb knuckle. I was displeased. Part 3, probably the strangest thing I've eaten would be a rock. I got paid for it. And my question for you is, what's your favorite dance craze? They engage in interdisciplinary studies such as psychohistory, the psychological analysis of historical characters, psycholinguistics, the study of language and thinking, and psychoceramics, the study of crackpots.